Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela. So I just uploaded a hashtag Twilight Tarot prompt something that was by Lock and Legend. And I've been seeing this tag going around too. It's by Robyn's Reflections, the hashtag Beetlejuice Tarot prompts. And I decided to do both today. Today's October 19th, 2024. Yep. And there's 7 prompts, and let's get started. So the first one is, it's showtime. That's my cat. And these are quotes from the first Beetlejuice, because she watched part 2 and decided to do a thing, which I think is cool, because I've seen part 2 also. It was amazing. Anyway, I haven't had the time to add to her prompts, because she said you could add to them if you wanted to, but I'm not doing that. So, it's showtime is one of the quotes in the movie. A cinematic deck, and I'm using the same deck she used. And as she was talking about the prompt when I watched the video, I'm like, ooh, I know exactly what deck I'm going to use. And then she pulled out the same deck, and I'm like, dang it. But I don't have any other decks I have TV show, I guess, decks. Or, I get the Ghostbuster Tarot I could have used. But, this is an indie deck that is no longer in print. I apologize. It is the movie tarot. These are the backs. I got this off Etsy like 3-4 years ago. Great cardstock. I love it. It's like the standard Make Plain Card Smooth cardstock. But it has what it is. So this is the 3 swords. And Y2 Mama Tambien or whatever. I know I pronounced that. And then each card has a movie. So here's the Hermit, the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Or Notre Dame, 10 of Wands, Snowpiercer, Queen of Swords, Dangerous Liaisons. I could go on and on and on. This is fantastic. 3 of Wands, How to Train Your Dragon. Shrink card, The Rider. We got The Handmaid's Tale, or The Handmaiden. The Babadook, Royal Affair. We have Mud. We have The Devil Wears Prada. I love it. Pan's Labyrinth. I did do a walkthrough of this deck. The Grand Seduction. Children of Men. I love this as the Tower. Gorgeous. It is a very smart deck too. I love this. 4 Weddings and a Funeral. 4 of Wands. 2 of Pentacles. The Talented Mr. Ripley. There's lots of stuff in this deck that I just adore. Keanu Reeves is in it multiple times. Speaking of, there's John Wick. There's Get Out, 7 of Swords, makes sense. 9 of Cups, A Knight's Tale, love that movie. God's Own Country, The Hangman, I love this movie. 10 Things I Hate About You, so that's the guy that was just in A Knight's Tale, same guy. He's dead now, but okay. 2 of Wands, Terminator 2, I love her as the Queen of Cups in Pride and Prejudice, gorgeous. Mamma Mia, What We Do in the Shadows, Hot Fuzz, Before Sunrise, The Grand Budapest Hotel, I've seen, Center Stage, Bend It Like Beckham, The Guest, The Follows, Short Term 12, Constantine, I freaking love this as the Judgment card. This is my favorite Judgment card ever. And it's one of my favorite movies of his ever, Constantine. I love it. Of course, it's, we just talked about him from, oh my god, The Matrix and all that. I think The Matrix is in here too. Insidious, Endless, Spider-Man, Jennifer's Body, Take Shelter, Hannah, Almost Famous, Pride, I love this, My Best Friend's Wedding, Paddington, Blind Spotting, The Little Miss Sunshine, I love that, Moulin Rouge, Down with Love, 9 to 5, love it, The Moon, again, they are again, Point Break, can't remember either of their names at this moment, Thor, Footloose, love it, West Side Story, The Witch, Stardust, The Way He Looks, Hereditary, there it is, Dirty Dancing, yeah, Colossal. I just love this deck. I don't use it as much as I want to, because I think once I realized it was out of print, I'm like, I don't want to use it. And they have a maybe tarot that's mass market, but it doesn't, I don't like it. So, second question. We spent way too much time on that one. I'm the ghost with the most, a ghoulish deck. And I was looking through my decks. I'm like, oh, the Horror Tarot by Inside Editions. I haven't pulled this out. And as a matter of fact, I was like, yeah, I need to pull this deck out. There's the backs. And it looks like a little ghoul right on top. I like this deck, but I don't like how they got the embossment on the bottom. You can't read it unless you're up on it. I do love this deck. I just haven't really used it. I haven't used it at all this year. I think it is a very ghoulish, bloody. A lot of them have bloody white clothes, but they're bloody. There's been something horrible has happened in this deck. It is a pip deck, but partial pip deck, but I don't care. It's again one of those decks that I just freaking love because I like Inside Edition decks. To me, it's like Lenormand. Lenormand is Lenormand is Lenormand. This is pip. Pips are still, I can still read them because I know what that card means. You know what I mean? But, and like sometimes I've said before, like even in the Alice in Wonderland Tarot, it's one of my favorites of the Inside Edition decks. Sometimes you need the pips in between the other cards to kind of tone down the smack you just got across the face. That's how I feel about all of Inside Edition decks. But this is my ghoulish deck. I think it's cool. Let's keep going. Okay, because we're going to be here all day if not. So number 3, I myself am strange and unusual. A deck that is weird, but lovable. And that is going to be, I'm taking a hard left here. The Muriel Tarot. This is the 2nd edition mass market version. This is my grandmother in a deck. The one that just passed like 3 years ago now. I had just decided I was not getting this deck. And then I swear my grandma came to me and said, buy that deck. The reason why you're going to buy it is because it's for me. And I only pull this deck out when I feel like she's trying to learn a lesson of some sort, which tells me that once you pass, you're still trying to learn the things that you were trying to learn here while you were alive. And she didn't get all those things to learn. So now she's using me to learn them, if that makes sense. And I think some of the artwork on this is very strange. And that's one of the reasons I was not going to buy this deck. But it is lovable in that it will teach you the most beautiful lessons. And I feel like my grandmother and I are learning those lessons together because we may have had very similar lives, despite the fact that our temperaments were different, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, this is my I myself am strange and unusual, a deck that is weird but lovable. The book I don't look at all because I feel like it's a foreign language to me. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't care to read it. But the deck itself, there's a familial aspect to that, and it's very unexplainable because it's deep and it's real. So that was deck 3. Deck 4, my whole life is a dark room. A photographic deck or a deck that feels like you are looking into a photo. And I just got this deck. It is the Spirit Animals Oracle. There's 96 or 98 cards to this deck. It's freaking huge. Other than a couple of, and it's got this huge bling on it. It's freaking fabulous. It's like a rose petal finished cardstock. It's fabulous. Fabulous. And other than like 2 cards, this deck looks like it's a real photo of an animal surrounded maybe by AI or something like that. But it looks real. It is I would call this look at that. I would call this my Reader's Digest deck. because it's just so freaking beautiful. And it looks like real images, real photos of animals that were digitally enhanced or AI to stuff around it or something. There, like I said, there's only one or two deck cards in this entire deck that feels like it's not real. But the rest of these look like real photos of real animals, and it's freaking stunning. That one is one of them, and then there's a lamb in here. They look fake. Does not look like a real rabbit at all. Looks like a stuffed animal. There's the lamb. Looks fake. But everything else in here looks like it's a real animal. It's crazy. And it's beautiful. I did take out, there was 2 snakes in here. I took them out because they look so real and they're coming out of the photo. So no. Yeah, these are stunning and I love them. 2 pieces. And I just, could not have this in here. Beautiful. Look at that elk. Okay, yeah, that's stunning. I could be here all day looking at these because there's a lot. But that is actually the first prompt I answered immediately when I saw these prompts. I'm like, yeah, that's the deck I got to have for that. Period. So that is the Spirit Animals Oracle. I actually got this on Amazon. It was $40. Actually got it on sale on Prime Day for $36. But I've seen it much higher than that. So, yeah. Okay. Number 5, nice effing model. Details, details, details. A deck that shines in its details. I picked the Journey of the Sacred Bee. I love this deck. It's my number 4 or 5 deck ever. The box lays out like this. It's so stunning. It's so beautiful here. And then you open it, and it's got this, immediately got this teal bling. And then it's got this beautiful, beautiful here. Beautiful. I love the cardstock. It's got a nice shimmy to it. Then you turn to the fronts, which are stunning. And you have 4 disc, a keyword, and then the astrological symbol and the planetary association. Now, this one is the Thoth-based version of this. This is a Thoth-inspired deck. She also has a Oracle and a RWS version. The Key for the Sacred Bee and the, oh my gosh, Wisdom of the Sacred Bee. But this is the very first one I bought. It's the very first one she started. I love that it's got all these extras here. If you want to learn the planetary symbols or the horoscope association with the card, it does have the meanings of the Thothiness of it. So if you want to learn Thoth, but don't want a traditional Thoth deck, this is a great deck for that. I love every single detail that was put into this deck. It's so stunning, so beautiful. The book, even though it looks very small, it gives you exactly what you need. And I love it for that. It's my, like I said, either number 4 or number 5. I just did a video where I showed off my the other number 4 and number 5. I rotate between the 2 of them all the time. One day they're number 4, the next day they're number 5, but they never come off. They're always in the top 5 of my decks, favorite decks ever. But this is a gorgeous, gorgeous deck, and I love it to pieces. That's why it's my number 5 top favorite deck ever. But I love the details of that deck, and I love the quality of every deck she's had since then. And we're getting ready to hopefully get the newest in her, maybe not series per se, but she's got a new set of decks coming out because the B series is over. So that was number 5. Number 6, I Don't Think We Survived the Crash. A deck that brings harsh truths into the light. And I just showed, in my last video, my very first shadow deck. This one is my current and second shadow deck. So this is the Ferric Pinter Tarot by Los Scarabeo. It is a 2-part, bigger, glossier cardstock. Right on top is the card I hate. There's the backs. It says Carpe Diem F. Pinter on the back. The glossy cardstock. Maybe they're not all turned right. This is a Chariot. This is my soul card, and the first time I ever saw this card in this deck, I cringed because the wheels have come off, the horse is over here, and I'm like, okay, this is not a light fluffy deck, and it's not. It is not. It has pulled out some very, very deep emotions for me that I thought were long dead. Long dead. Like this Eight of Cups just, kills me. And it has no filter. There is no, let's see how she handles the truth in a nice, gentle way. No, it's like ripping the Band-Aid off that's been on you for a week. It's that painful. And you're like, what just happened? That's this deck. Now, my other darker deck that I use for shadow work it is a bit more gentler, but both of them have this dark quality to them that they just don't give a crap if they're hurting your feelings or not. They're like, you asked for it. There's no filter. This Five of Pentacles is one of them that I'm like, there's literally a person hovering in the corner. You can't really tell, but there's a person there hovering in the corner. So normally you see in the Five of Pentacles where they're outside trying to get in and they can't get in. Or, they're outside in the snow and they're all bedraggled and looking gross. This one takes it to another level. They've made it into the room. And yet they're still in the corner hovering, crying and upset. And you're like, in that aspect, it doesn't matter where you are coming from. Doesn't matter what kind of comfort level you have. If you have this darkness, you're going to carry it with you everywhere. And this also brought up another thing of my youth that happened a long time ago. If you watch my walkthrough of this deck, you'll know what I'm talking about. But this card especially hit me. It punched me in the guts. And I'm like, what is happening? Why is this deck doing this? And yeah, it just took a lot to, what do you call it? I want to say it starts with a C. It took look at even this Wheel of Fortune, which is my card of the year, by the way. Everything's going off the rails. Like, what is happening? Yeah, I need to pull this out, actually. I usually pull it out around November, December, and work with it. And I love it to pieces. Because it is truthful. And I'm not one of those women that are like, oh, I want the truth, but I secretly don't. No, I want the truth. If you're going to give it to me, give it to me. And this one is like, all right, I'll give it to you. You may not like me when it's over, but I will give you the truth. And this one is that deck that you may have asked for it, but you may not like what you're hearing. Speaking of, the very next deck I feel the same exact way about. But the last prompt here is, and you let Beetlejuice out and didn't put him back. A deck that can get a little out of pocket, sassy, mean, etc. And that is the Tarot de la Nuit. Now, this is a Los Scarabeo deck. Also, it's a glossy cardstock. Also, same kind of cardstock. Same the beautiful backs. This looks more like a fairy tale deck, but it's dark. A dark fairy tale. This is literally the first deck I ever bought that literally bitch slapped me and was like, are you not listening to what I'm saying? And I'm like, whoa, I didn't know decks could do that. And since then, we've had this contentious relationship. I respect its finality and its process. And in return, it gives me exactly what I asked for, the truth, even if it hurts. It doesn't give a crap if your feelings are hurt or not. It just doesn't care. It's like, you want me to, and look how gorgeous that sun card is. Stunning. It's one of my favorite sun cards. It's a gorgeous deck, and it fools you into thinking it's this beautiful, romanticized, fantastical deck, and then it's out of nowhere. You're like, I just got bitch slapped. Like, why? Love this tower also. yeah, this is that deck that's just like, no, I'm not what you think I am. This one, yeah, I've had rounds with the Seven of Wands here. But this is, yeah, if you let it go, run wild, you're going to be scars everywhere. Like paper cuts all over your body. That's this deck. It just, yeah, and I love it. I love it for that, though. This is why these decks that aren't afraid to pull the punches, I love them so much because so often in the real world, sorry, that was my husband. I'll have to call him back in a minute. So much of reality is putting on a mask, putting on a face for the world, or other people putting on a face or mask for you. And these decks don't hold that back. They're like, no, you're getting what you get. And I love it for that. I love that it's that harsh truth. But yeah, this is the don't put him back left unattended deck that it'll just run rampant. And I love it for that. I love this Wheel of Fortune, or the Wheel. Yarn of Fate. Gorgeous. So that is my 7 prompts for the Beetlejuice, #Beetlejuice tarot prompts. I'll make it right below and share Robyn's reflections video also. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good afternoon. Bye.